Hey y'all, welcome to Racing Crafts. Today I'm going to be working on a Christmas in July card, which we will be celebrating all month long here at Racing Crafts. Today I am working with a negative space. This is a die cut. I cut it, I used the 3 wise men, and I was left with this. So I hung on to it because I was gonna, in my mind I always saw this card. So I decided today I'm gonna break down and I'm gonna make it. So this is a silhouette file from Silhouette Studios. I purchased it. And I trimmed it down a little bit, so it is 6.5. Yeah, 6.5 by 4.5. 4.25, sorry, 6.5 by 4.25, because this is going to be one of the bigger cards that I make. I have a piece of white cardstock here that is cut literally like 1/8 of an inch smaller on all sides, because I'm going to color this with my Distress inks, Distress Oxides, and it's going to be kind of the background. I have a piece of acetate that just came off some packaging. I've not cut it down, and I cut it general sizing. I have a piece of white cardstock here that is 6.5 by 4.25. That's what I said, right? I'm confusing myself. Yes, 6.5 by 4.25. And again, I'm going to distress it to match the background on the front of the card. And then I have a piece of white cardstock here that is 4 by 6.25, which is going to be the matte layer for the inside. And I'm going to be using a stamp set by Joy Claire, and it is called Away in a Manger. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, I'm also using a various range of silver and gold confettis. I use some from a Spider-Man set, some from a fish set, and some from a Monster High set. And these are all little confetti packs you can buy at Party City. And I also used some little silver light shaped from a Recollection set that I bought after Christmas like years ago. I'm sad to admit that, but what else am I using? Oh, and there's some just regular sequins that you can buy at like Walmart in there. And for stamping purposes, I'm going to use my VersaFine Onyx Black because, well, it's easy, it's classic, and it's what we're going to go with. And then I have a card base that is 6 3/4. Yep, 6 3/4 by 4.5, which fits the card envelopes that I got after Christmas. Which, if you have watched any videos of mine, you know that's where I get a majority of my card envelopes. So I'm going to start with gluing this piece to the acetate because I want to let it dry for a minute or two. So I'm going to go ahead and use some glossy accents because this is one thing that I've discovered that art glitter glue does not do well. It does not play nice with acetate. I don't know if I'm not giving it long enough to dry, which could be a possibility, or if it's just they don't play nice together. So I'm having to open my glossy accents here. That's why I'm kind of jabbering on. And I'm going to, of course, use my art glitter glue. I'm going to use some Fun Foam, which I had set aside in the sea of white up here. I can't find now. Doesn't that just figure? Okay, well, I'm going to have to get some Fun Foam then. I really wanted to use that white because it would blend in, but oh, here's a big old piece right here. even though it's got dog hair on it, that's okay. I'll just cut a piece off. Okay, and some fun foam. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. I was trying to keep my housekeeping jabbering to a dull minimum. Okay. And I'm just I'm making sure that I cover all of the little inseams, like between the camel's legs, because I have one piece that hasn't fared very well in the year or more of it hanging around. So I'm just kind of babying it a little bit. And then I'm just going to kind of slap it down here and smooth it out. Just like that. Okay. And I think I actually did really good at not getting glue on the inside, for the most part. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. We're probably going to need it later, my glossy accents, and I'm going to set this piece aside to dry a little bit. And in the meantime, let me make sure I've got the right piece here. Okay, so this is the piece that I'm going to stamp on the inside, and I'm just going to use my block, my little stamp pad, and my VersaFine ink. I'm not going to be doing a sentiment on the front because the wise men are kind of the entire card front, so we're just going to do the inside. And I'm stamping Luke 2:14, which I haven't stamped like this for a very long time, so I'm kind of nervous a little bit here. So this set sentiment is glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace to those on whom his favor rests. And I'm just going to clean my stamp quick and set that aside. And I'm going to set this aside to dry a little bit too. And I'm going to grab my little cut mat here and the two pieces that I'm going to ink, and I'm going to use Faded Jeans. I think that's going to be the only color I use, actually, because, well, it's the darkest blue that I have. And yeah, well, I've got some darker ones in the regular Distress, but I don't know that the... Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to go empty my memory card. Okay, so all I'm going to do for this guy is just cover the edging with some Faded Jeans. I love this ink. It blends so nicely. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, I'm just going to blend those two spots together. Okay, and I'm going to set that piece aside. I'm going to bring in the small piece that we're going to back behind our wise men. And I'm just going to cover this whole piece. And I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to wipe my fingers, even though I'm going to get messy again. And I'm going to grab the Wilted Violet because I want a little bit of a deeper color. So I'm going to play with these and see if I can't kind of darken this up. Okay. And I'm going to go back to my blue. But I need to clean up between colors because I don't want them reacting together. Yeah, see? You can't really build with these. Okay. I'm not helping myself here any. Alright, so we'll just kind of call that good. I'm going to take the oops, I did not want that big splotch there. So let's add some ink back in. I kind of want to make like starry sky kind of look. Yeah, that kind of. Okay, there. I can live with that. Okay. There we go. All right. So I'm going to clean that up, and I'm going to mist my fingers and try and get the excess ink off of that. Okay. Okay, so let's pull That's just not working for me. Okay. So we're going to... I'm going to grab my regular Distress inks. And I don't think this is going to work actually, but I'm going to give it a try because I'm just not loving this background. Okay, how about... Yeah, see, they don't play well together. So I'm going to try something different. And I'm going to add, or attempt to add, some of this VersaFine black. Kind of darken that up. Yeah, that's working for me better. And again, I've got ink everywhere. Okay, I like that better. Yeah, okay, that works for me. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm just going to trim this plastic acetate, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to trim it to size. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Fun Foam. And I'm going to just kind of trim some little pieces off. I think I'm going to trim a little bigger piece. Yep, that'll work. Okay, and I'm going to just grab some of this score tape, sticky tape, double-sided adhesive, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to cover both sides because eventually we're going to need both sides covered. So let's just do it all at once. And I realize I am off camera, but literally I'm just running some of this double sticky stuff up both sides. Okay, and I'm just going to peel one side off and run that across the bottom. And okay. And then I'm going to grab another piece there. And again, I'm just going to run some double-sided adhesive along my fun foam. Okay, I'm not going to mess with that. Let's just do it the easy way. I'm just going to run it up this edge and then cut it off. There we go. Problem solved. Okay, and I'm going to just run it up the other side. You could use some score foam tape, but I have horrible luck with foam tape. Like, horrible. Okay. Now then. I'm gonna run this piece as far down as I can, and then I'm going to cut this in half. I'm going to grab my non-stick scissors. Okay, so there we go. And we'll run this piece up the other side. Okay. And I'm just going to cut the excess off that's hanging over. There we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my little sequin mix mash here, and I'm going to just kind of dump that in and kind of spread it out. Okay. Alright, so now I'm just going to peel this other side of the double-sided adhesive off. And I'm going to grab my little over inked piece, and I'm going to just slide that across the back there, and then we have our little shaker element. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to grab some just throw some art glitter glue across the back here. And I'm just going to oops. Just try and do the best I can to get that evenly spaced out there. And kind of like that. I think that turned out really cool. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere the inside of our card together, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere the inside of our card in, just like that. And that is our card for today. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see y'all next time.